Their birthday was shifted too, and they're celebrating a big birthday this year. Now, I actually spoke with Chris Goddard about their postponed party plans, and of course, Dr. Colorado adds a historical perspective as only he can.
We're so excited because this year is the Paramount Theater's 90th birthday. It's a great one to be celebrating. So how exactly are you guys celebrating?
So unfortunately, due to COVID this year, we've had to postpone and delay a lot of our celebrations, but come 2021, we do plan on hosting several events to celebrate the 90th anniversary.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to all of that, but we do also want to dig into some of the history of the Paramount right now. So what can you tell us?
So Paramount was built by Temple Buell back in 1930 after receiving a letter from Publix Theaters requesting him to build the venue. It's an Art Deco architecture built from 1930s. It still retains a lot of its aesthetics, unlike a lot of other historic venues in Colorado.
The Paramount is the last of 17 downtown movie houses. It started in 1930 as a silent movie house, and that's why you have those twin mighty Wurlitzers in there to play the organ music to accompany these silent movies. And you've all seen silent movies with the organ playing there, providing every sound from steam locomotives to gunshots. And these mighty Wurlitzers did a magnificent job of that here. They're one of only two left in the whole United States. The other's in Radio City Music Hall in New York City. But this was very much the movie district, and everybody looking for an escape during the 1930s, Depression especially. Also, theaters had air conditioning, which most people didn't have, so it's a place to go when you avoided the heat. But there were once 17 theaters downtown. It was the place to go for movies. Now, the only one left is the Paramount. The architect was Temple Buell, one of our most famous architects and developers. And this is one of his best examples of the Art Deco style. The Art Deco style originates in Paris in France and is elaborate and Parisian in that manner. But it was the new style. It was the thing to do if you wanted really fashionable architecture in the 1930s and the 1920s, even into the 1940s.
Does it make you feel pretty proud to work for such a historic place?
We're extremely proud to be able to still host concerts within this venue. It's one of a kind, certainly in Denver. There's none other venue standing that, retains its historical properties like we do.
Oh, it's wonderful. Inside, it's even more magical than outside. Great big high dome ceiling, these wonderful columns, very much decorative with flowers on them with fiddlehead ferns. It's very elaborate. It has a balcony in the back. Seats, I think, is 2,100 people, so it's a huge theater. I was here for a fundraiser Historic Denver did where Temple Buell was still alive then. He came up on stage and talked about building it and how proud he was of this building. After people saw theaters knocked down downtown, many of them very fine theaters like this one, they thought we should save at least one of them. Thanks to Historic Denver, Inc., which stepped in to manage to save this and finally found someone who could afford to keep it up in the Kroenke family. In 1980, it's put on the National Register of Historic Places. 8 years later, in 1988, it's declared a Denver landmark. That enabled them for gaming fund, restoration funds, and for tax breaks to keep this one theater alive.
Now, you told us a little bit about your celebration coming up next year. Anything else that we can really look forward to in 2021?
Many concerts. Our calendar is still booking full. So as soon as we're able to come back and host an event, both safely with artists, we're going to be back in full swing.
Chris, thank you again so much. We appreciate it, and stay safe.
Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
So cool. Well, to see the schedule of shows the Paramount has planned for 2021 and their plans to celebrate 90 years properly, of course, go to ParamountTheater.com and learn more about your Colorado history by going to dr-colorado.com/publications to check out some of Tom's 50+ books.